is CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. After more than a decade of waiting, Windsor's new hospital is finally about to move from plans to progress. Windsor Regional Hospital tonight announcing the first phase of construction on the Fancy Family Hospital will break ground next month, marking a major milestone for a project years in the making. Hospital President and CEO Kristen Kennedy says the first shovels will hit the ground in July. Crews will first install hoarding, fencing, and bring equipment on site before moving into excavation later this summer. Kennedy says after years of planning, the community will finally start to see the project take shape.
It's a very long time coming, probably over a decade, and a lot of work by the teams here at the hospital over the last 12 to 16 weeks to really push the final approvals that were pending in the next couple of weeks to where we are today. But really an exciting and monumental time.
The promise of a new hospital can't come soon enough for many Canadians. A new report suggests emergency room wait times are getting worse, with some patients spending hours, even days, waiting for care. And researchers say the biggest problem isn't actually inside the emergency department. CTV's Kathy Lee explains what's behind the backlog.
In Canada's emergency rooms have become an all too familiar experience, and Brenda Trottier knows that firsthand.
It was frustrating.
She says her daughter went to a Calgary emergency room with abdominal pain last month and did not leave until more than 10 hours later.
Why wasn't her pain addressed? Why did we wait so long?
A new report by the Canadian Institute for Health Information found 1 in 10 patients spent more than 14 hours in the ER in 2024-2025. For those needing to be admitted, 1 in 10 spent more than 2 days in the ER waiting for a bed. This doctor says it's a long-standing issue that keeps getting worse.
We've been calling a state of emergency and state of crisis.
The report suggests the root of the problem often lies far beyond the emergency department. Shortages of hospital beds, long-term care spaces, and community supports are creating a bottleneck through the healthcare system.
Our government has been neglecting on some of the capacity and workforce building.
The consequences of overcrowded emergency departments have at times been tragic. In Alberta, 44-year-old Prashant Srikumar died in an Edmonton ER. And in Ontario, 16-year-old Finlay Vander Werken died in an Oakville ER. Both waited 8 hours to see a doctor. The Alberta government says population growth, rising demand, and increasing patient complexity are contributing to longer waits.
I think the feds have to get involved now and actually start to say, hey, we need to look at this in a national solution.
Trottier is thankful her daughter's condition wasn't more serious and understands medical staff are under strain, but says enough is enough.
It is broken.
And the government needs to make changes. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
If you've been told your prescription isn't available, you're not alone. An Ontario pharmacist says more common medications are sitting on back order, forcing patients to wait and doctors to find alternatives. As CTV's Siobhan Morris reports, he's now calling on both Queen's Park and Ottawa to do more to tackle the growing problem.
2 drops in the morning.
Kirsten Campbell was thrown for a loop last week when she tried to refill a prescription for eye drops.
No, can't be to anger, and then I was in a bit of a panic.
She's been using Combigan for years to treat glaucoma. She'd never had an issue before.
Is this going to be not my fault? I'm going to end up having to have surgery? You know, or worse, like the pressure builds up and something worse could happen.
She did eventually get set up with an alternative, but her eye drops, one of the drugs a bunch of pharmacists have struggled to get their hands on. Same with hydromorphone, commonly prescribed after surgery.
A heartburn medication called Tecta, or it's generic, pantoprazole magnesium, that's been on back order for over a month.
The reason for the holdup is different drug to drug. Issues at the manufacturing level, a spike in demand. Massey says that causes a lot of frustration on both sides of the pharmacy counter.
We end up having to try to find alternatives that we recommend to physicians, and then physicians end up wasting a lot of time reading through multiple communications.
It's adding unnecessary time to a very simple process.
Dr. Alan Grill explains back orders also create scheduling complications for patients and may slow down getting the support they need.
You really should be speaking to the patient to let them know what's happening. So in some cases, your community pharmacist will do that. But in other cases, the patient will then potentially book a second appointment to find out why you changed your mind on the medication.
It helps when pharmacists recommend an alternative they do have in stock. Massey wants to eliminate that step.
Pharmacists should be allowed to switch medications when on back order to a drug in the same class that's equally efficacious with a similar side effect profile.
He's pleading for better communication from Health Canada about shortages and what's being done to mitigate them.
We just wake up in the morning and we find that a drug is not available. And I think that that's not acceptable.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
More now on Ontario's plan to raise speed limits. The mayor of Sarnia is raising safety concerns about a busy stretch of Highway 402, saying it's already seen its share of serious crashes. CTV's Brian Bicknell reports.
A stretch of Highway 402 through Sarnia that becomes bottlenecked by truck traffic headed for the Blue Water Bridge.
Any farther, the trucks seem to get backed up there a lot, so it's probably going to cause some more accidents.
And then the trucks kind of tend to block both lanes, so it makes it really hard for passengers to even get through.
And now the speed limit on Highway 402 from Waterworks Road to just east of Colburn Road is about to jump to 110 kilometers per hour. The current speed limit is 100 before it drops to 70 approaching the bridge. Sarnia Mayor Mike Bradley says the city was never consulted about the increase.
We've had numerous accidents with people going into the back of vehicles, and that was at the lower speed limit. So one is concerned, particularly because of the volatile nature of some of the cargoes that are in the trucks here, that the higher speed is not going to be helpful. It's compounded by the fact this summer we're looking for a long, hot summer because the Gordie Howe Bridge isn't open. So the Blue Water Bridge has become the alternative location.
Highway 402 between London and Sarnia was originally one of the test sites for 110. It was back in 2019. It became part of a pilot project for a 90-kilometer stretch of the highway, and that became permanent in 2022. According to the provincial government, 876 kilometers of Ontario highways are already at the higher speed. On Wednesday, Transportation Minister Prabmeet Sarkaria announced an additional 938 kilometers of highway will be boosted to 110. The changes taking place between this Friday and the end of September.
We monitored those sections very closely, and what we've seen from that is no increase, whether it's fatalities or from a safety perspective.
The 402 increase through Sarnia kicks in at the end of July. Also in southwestern Ontario, Highway 402 between the 401 and White Oak Drive in London goes to 110 at the same time. While Highway 401 from Chatham-Kent to east of Toronto goes to 110 August 31st. Brian Bicknell, CTV News, Sarnia.
A random drive-by attack leaves a cyclist in Windsor shaken. He says he was pedaling home when he was hit by what he believes were airsoft pellets fired from a passing vehicle. CTV's Chris Campbell has the story.
I felt shots around the back of my head.
Aaron Rakowski says he was riding along Wyandotte Street West Wednesday afternoon when he heard popping sounds.
I just started hearing, it sounds like a popcorn pop, and I felt it on the back of my head, like something shooting me, as well as on my neck and my shoulder.
Rakowski says he never saw who pulled the trigger, saying the projectiles did not break his skin, but the experience left him shaken. He says he headed home and called police. Rakowski later shared his experience online, where another person who witnessed the incident provided investigators with a photo of the vehicle involved. Rakowski says police later told him the license plate was linked to a stolen vehicle.
It's really easy to see that, like, you know, the streets on Wyandotte have cars on each side. I could have either veered to the left right into oncoming traffic, or I could have veered right, hit a parked car, and, you know, even that could have caused some sort of injury.
It's really scary to know that someone's out there doing that.
Residents in the area say the incident is troubling.
I'm scared because Windsor hasn't been like this at all, and stuff is starting to uptake. And, you know, I have 4 children to worry about.
While airsoft guns generally don't cause serious or lasting injuries under normal conditions, they can cause serious injury if it hits someone's eye or leave a painful mark if you aren't wearing proper protection. Windsor police would not discuss specifics of the investigation, but say objects not normally considered weapons can become weapons depending on how they're used.
Somebody can get charged from anything from assault to assault with a weapon or something more serious, depending upon the injuries that were sustained during the incident.
Police are encouraging anyone who experiences a similar incident to report it, saying investigations and potential charges often begin with information provided by victims and witnesses.
They're clearly thrill seekers. They're not really doing it like they did it during the day. Like, I think absolutely they need to stop.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
A 23-year-old driver is facing charges after police say he fled a 2-vehicle collision near downtown Windsor. Officers say they found him hiding behind a nearby home and later determined he was driving while suspended. His vehicle has been impounded for 7 days. The fate of a LaSalle man who admitted to fatally shooting Tony Bashara is now in the hands of a Windsor jury. Closing arguments wrapped up today in the first-degree murder trial of Glenn Mayer. The defense argues Mayer acted in self-defense or was too intoxicated and emotionally distraught to form the intent required for murder. The Crown calls those claims fabricated, saying the killing was planned and deliberate. The jury will receive its instructions Friday before beginning deliberations. With another school year in the books, the city says it handed out fewer tickets in school zones than it did a year ago. Illegal stops in school drop-off zones have long been a safety concern, but the city says enforcement is paying off. More than 1,100 tickets were issued during the school year, about 200 fewer than the year before. The city credits a combination of targeted enforcement and help from schools and teachers in spreading the safety message. Thursday marked the last day of school before summer break. The finish line isn't the only thing drawing people to local run clubs. Across Windsor, Essex, more runners are hitting the pavement, building friendships and giving back to the community. CTV's Bob Belichico has more.
Seems like you can join a run group every day of the week.
Kyle McCammon runs with different groups and says he has seen the running community grow steadily since the end of the pandemic.
Run groups seem to have given people a chance to get active and healthy and physical.
The Sandwich Beer Runners have a strong group that gathers Tuesdays. Jen Dobbin is new to the group.
I've been running probably about 4 or 5 years now, so decided to join this group and get into the neighborhood community.
It's a good way to stay healthy, and I've met a lot of new friends coming out here, and I come out here every Tuesday, and it's a great time.
So there are 12 running groups in the region, 2 of them here on Drouillard Road. One happens on Thursday at the Cookie Bar starting at 6. The other Saturday mornings here at Chance Coffee at 9 a.m. Now, we'll have a link on our website for those of you who are interested in finding a running group.
The Sandwich Group also extends goodwill to the community, holding bottle, clothing, and shoe drives.
You'd almost naturally look for a purpose if you have like a lot of people showing up every week and you feel like, oh, we should do something.
They, along with many groups, take it a step further, signing up for local charity runs.
They're selling out faster than ever, so I definitely think there's a lot of interest in the area for charity runs.
They've been selling out 2 to 3 months in advance, which was not the case last year. They would sell out maybe a month in advance last year.
Dave Orshinsky is a familiar face on the running event circuit and is helping to organize Saturday's All In for Jonesy Run at Lakewood Park in Tecumseh in support of ALS.
Because of the popularity, we're starting to see a lot more new runs pop up, or walks. And that's, again, because everybody knows there are a lot more people out there willing to help.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
You could be at risk to not have coverage.
Big changes to Ontario auto insurance set to take effect next week. Coming up, why experts say cheaper isn't always better. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the forecast tonight. And Gary, tomorrow's Friday. How are things looking?
Good question to ask. Good evening, Travis. Folks,
Talking about temperatures being seasonal today, a bit on the humid side. Tomorrow, a bit cooler than average. And speaking of averages, take a look at the almanac. We'd be close to 26.5, almost 27 degrees. We were almost at 27 today, so a very seasonal day in terms of temperatures. Humidity was relatively higher than we've experienced for the last couple of weeks, so 26.7 felt closer to about 30 at peak late in the afternoon, late in the day, so to speak. This spin of low pressure is responsible for a lot of shower activity and thunderstorms that have rolled through the eastern shores of Lake Huron, Bruce Peninsula, Georgian Bay, Manitoulin Island, Upper Michigan. The concern here is that on its reverse side, it will still potentially usher in some more showers. The worst of it's likely over as I speak. Then we have to contend with the system moving through the upper Ohio Valley. Could it clip us here and along the Lake Erie North Shores? Possibly through the overnight. I think the heaviest bands not only are down, they're going to be at least between now and sunrise Friday morning, well to our east and northeast. If you have plans headed towards or in and around the GTA, that's where we'll see the bands likely to fall. Overnight temperatures down to 13 degrees. Our average is about 15 to 16, so slightly cooler in terms of what we can expect pre-dawn. Partly cloudy conditions and a light breeze. Nothing to really be concerned about there nor here. My breakdown for Friday. We're looking at 16. Cloudy conditions at 8 a.m. A light northwesterly breeze just slightly picks up through the midday. During the noon hour, there's a very low risk of showers, less than 20%. We'll be at 20 degrees Celsius, and 23 is the projected high, feeling like about 29. It will be humid, and you'll feel it. So that's what we're contending with tomorrow. So heat and humidity. I think that's going to be a big part of the story as we head towards next week. The weekend is a nice little break. Yes, we'll be warm, but a little drier. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday will go from 28 to Monday's 32, and 32 on Monday could feel like 35 plus. Showers possible then. And for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Wednesday's Canada Day, projected right now to reach 35, feeling like about 40. So we are in for a hot, humid, well above seasonal week that's coming. And of course, Canada Day could be one where we'll see some shower activity as well. Travis?
Thank you, Gary. Windsor-Essex may still be one of Ontario's most affordable housing markets, but homes under $500,000 are becoming harder to find. CTV's Sanjay Maru explains what that means for buyers.
Here in Windsor's Southwood Lakes neighborhood in 2019, it was possible to purchase a home for just above $500,000. Today, that number looks very different.
Between $750,000 to $890,000.
New data from the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation shows 59% of Windsor area homes are valued under $500,000, down from 99% 10 years ago. Realtor Samreen Altaher says the result is homes now selling at a slower pace, partly because some sellers are still pricing their homes like it's the peak of the market.
Back in COVID, we did notice an influx of GTA people coming down here. We did notice a lot of families relocating to Windsor-Essex. So I will say that that price point is still in the back of their head. It's just our job to make sure that we can keep it in check.
Affordability is quite frankly relative, right? You have to take a look at individual circumstances. Purchasing power of individuals.
While Windsor-Essex is seeing fewer homes below the $500,000 mark, this region is a bit of an outlier. Across Ontario, the share of lower-priced homes is actually rising.
When you still look at, some of the changes that have occurred within the market and the economy in general, the Windsor area is still relatively affordable to other parts of the province. That's why you're seeing some sort of buck against the trend, if you might say, with respect to Windsor itself.
As for Altaher, she says with more listings sitting on the market for longer, the bright spot for buyers is leverage.
Now we can sit across the table and have a negotiation with the sellers on homes like these.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Your next auto insurance renewal could come with a choice. Starting Tuesday, some coverages become optional, but experts warn saving a few dollars could cost you after a crash. CTV's Heather Sonoran reports.
Ontario drivers renewing their car insurance will soon face a brand new set of decisions. For years, policies automatically included 12 accident benefits. Starting July 1st, 9 of them, listed here, will become optional. Experts say the most important one to consider changing is income replacement benefits.
If you were involved in an auto accident and you had to use that benefit, that's essentially like a disability benefit. So if you're unable to work, then they would supplement your income. But if you're retired, you don't need that coverage because you don't have any income. So why pay for it?
But the sales broker from Donovan Insurance says, don't be too quick to opt out of anything.
So if you remove certain things and then you do have an unfortunate incident, you could be at risk to not have coverage.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says those prepared to make changes are often covered elsewhere.
I've heard other people say, well, I have all these other benefits. I have a separate policy for health care and income replacement, so I don't need it on my auto policy.
But is it worth it to switch up your policy? Some policy owners say it isn't.
A lot of them are opting just to leave it because $1 over the course of a year or $15 over the course of the year is not that much in the grand scheme of things.
Adjustments to a policy would only need to be made during renewal time. If you don't make any changes, your policy will stay as is.
If you want to change some of these coverages, you're going to have to do so in writing. So you're going to have to, send an email or sign a document that lets your insurance broker or agent know, yes, I want to remove this coverage or that coverage.
When in doubt, experts say talk to your broker or agent so they can help steer you in the right direction with coverage that's catered to you. Heather Sonoran, CTV News.
In Toronto, the TSX gained 114, while in New York, the Dow added 72 and the Nasdaq fell 118. The Canadian dollar is up 0.15 of a cent. Gold gained almost $39 an ounce, and oil added $1.58 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. It's almost the weekend, and if you're looking for some ideas for how to spend it, look no further. Time for our weekly look at What's Up YQG.
Yeah, we've got the Tartans out at the Scottish Club talking about the Kingsville Highland Games. Now, Johnny, I think you look a little Scottish.
I do have some Scottish heritage. My mom's very proud, hence this kilt towel that she got me for Christmas. But we're here with David to tell us more about the event.
Yes, so we are the only Highland Games in the Windsor, Essex, and Chatham-Kent regions. Final preparations are underway out at Colasantes for this Saturday. Folks can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on our website.
And it sounds like you have a lot of activities planned.
We do. We have our clan village. We have our Jacobite encampment. We have sheep shearing and herding demonstrations. We also have 17 merchandise vendors, 15 food concessions, a beer tent serving our official beer, which is the Wee Scottish Piper Ale.
My clan is a big fan of the beer. We can't wait for that. What about the competitions going on?
So as far as competitions, we have Highland dancing, we have tug of war with teams from Scotland, Nova Scotia, the US, and Ontario. We have the heavy events, which is featuring the caber toss. We have our pipe bands, and we have our haggis hurl, which is local politicians competing for the title of Chief Haggis Hurler.
So it sounds like heavy athletics and a good sense of humor might be required. Now, what's your favorite part?
For me, it's the pipe bands. I mean, the precision, the sounds that cascade over our event, they're my favorite by far.
I am actually looking forward to the haggis hurl. I know haggis does make some people want to hurl, but this sounds pretty interesting. How can we get tickets?
You can get tickets at the gate. Adult tickets is $20. Children 12 and under are free. And the gates open at 8 a.m. and please bring your lawn chair.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. Good luck on your event. Sounds like a great one. Now, Johnny, there are a few other things we got to talk about this weekend, including you're going to be making a splash at the farmers market.
Yeah, they're doing a dunk tank on Saturday, so it's raising money for a good cause for that at the downtown farmers market. Going to be a lot of fun.
The question is the hot dog costume coming back?
You know it is. Yeah, I gotta be the wiener always. So come and dunk me there on Saturday.
Okay, everybody make sure you check that out. And we do have a couple shows at the casino to talk about.
Yeah, Daniel Tosh is going to be at Caesars on Thursday.
Find the one you can't live without. Get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work.
And then Saturday, they've got country star Jordan Davis.
What an amazing weekend. Stay tuned, everybody. And that's What's Up, YQG.
Let's take another look at the 7-day forecast with CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald. Gary, next week is looking warm, it's looking wet, it's looking humid. It's got everything. No.
Yes, and I think we'll see some thunderstorm activity to go along with the temperatures that will be several degrees above seasonal. Case in point, Wednesday being Canada Day, and a lot of us will be with friends and family celebrating our great country, of course, on the holiday. Look at the temperature range, 23 projected tomorrow, and then 5 days later, we're looking at 35, 12-degree differential there. So temperatures are cool-ish tomorrow, and then mid-20s through the weekend, sunny and fair, and then into the mid-30s potentially next week, with rain, thunderstorm activity, gusty winds, maybe even some hail. So we could see some severe thunderstorm warnings too, watches. A heads up for the holiday to come. That's a look at your weather. Good night.
Thank you, Gary. Decent weather for some fishing this weekend, and families across the province will be able to do so for free. This weekend, to kick off summer, Ontario residents can fish for free without purchasing a fishing license or outdoors card. All conservation license, catch and size limits, as well as other fishing regulations, still apply. That's our time for tonight. We hope you'll join us back here tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.